Good morning, YouTube. So let me tell you something. I want to start this off by saying I'm not bitter. I am good. I'm in good spirits. Of course, we have our ups and downs. And, yeah. Let me start off. So the title of this video, you're probably wondering like, what? Huh? Okay. I'm going to get some dates for you. Let's see. Okay. Around or about September 30th. The last day. Actually, September 29th. There was a question, I believe it was September 29th. There was in question about my whereabouts. And if I was somewhere I shouldn't have been. Nevertheless, I wasn't. Now, mind you, my husband at the time, it's different to say, did not, I guess, believe what I was saying. Nevertheless, mind you, I had GPS where I was. Hell, the vehicle I was in showed where I was, showed the position I was in, everything, like the truck idling and everything. Because my truck, the truck that I had, I'm not on right now, but I had multiple trackers in that vehicle. So it kind of gives you a little bit more of a detail about where I was. Wasn't where they thought I was. Nevertheless, I speak to them that Monday, like I normally do. We go through back and forth, and then eventually we stop talking. That Saturday, what did we do? That Saturday, came in, we talked, asked a bunch of questions. To some degree, because my whereabouts were questioned, they wanted me to verify where I was with someone else. I didn't feel comfortable with doing it, putting people in my business and that kind of stuff, when really they didn't need to be in my business inside my marriage. So,
police reported ahead.
Nevertheless, what happened? I walked down the street, talked on the phone a little bit, kind of gathered my thoughts a little bit, came back to the house. They asked more questions. I really wasn't in an area, or like I said, I almost did it to please them, but then I was like, in my mind, this only gets worse after here. Okay. So, I go back to work on that Monday, October 6th. Driving. I stopped driving about 7 a.m. on the 7th, because we started at 10. And I look at my email. I have divorce papers. Okay? Cool. I was told, for the most part, because I did not do, mind you, I talked to my counselor. They had told me, no, you should have not done it. I wasn't too thrilled on that, so I'm asking another counselor. I'm going to them. I done paid for another person just to get a second opinion. And they said it seems like some work hasn't been done. No, you should have not involved anyone in your marriage. Cool beans. So I feel a little better about maybe my decision or not, but I'm not feeling good about...
1 mile, exit right.
I'm not feeling good about where it's leading me and this road that is being taken. So, like I said, I am gut punch, basically. Needless to say, what else? Trying to make sure I don't forget anything here. Needless to say, I see the divorce papers. I respond in an email about my feelings and how I thought I didn't agree with it or whatever. So, nevertheless, I'm going through my emotions, going through all of these emotions and everything of ups and downs with it. And, you know, that Saturday I got off because, you know, I work out of town or whatever. That Saturday I got off. And I went and printed them out, had them notarized, kept them in my draft. Of course, I noticed, like, okay, things changed in the house as far as clothing in the closet, those kind of things. So for me, I was like, okay, let me just email them to him, get it done. Okay? Nevertheless, he responds back on that Sunday, because at this point, we're not talking. We're in separate rooms. He responds back that Sunday to, you know, let me know, verify he got them. Mind you, when all this started, I understand the optics of what it looks like. I get it. Was it factual? No. Do I understand it? Absolutely I do. And I was expressing of that. I said, I understand what it looks like and how it looks. But that's not what was going on here. Okay. Needless to say, we're back here. On the 13th of October, well, okay, that Monday, I believe, coming. So let me get my dates right. We're on that Monday. So let's go to the calendar. So that is the 13th of October. I guess he had spoken to my mother or whatever. Didn't care for the...
Police reported ahead.
I didn't care for the conversation with my mother because to me it kind of came across almost like you're trying to paint me in a bad picture or light. And even if that wasn't, I do believe that all things should have been said and spoken. But nevertheless, you know, sometimes that's how it happens. You know, everything is not always going to be copacetic, I guess. So at first it was irritating to me because I'm like, when my mom told me, she said that he, you know, he had confided in his mother and his sister. Well, when she told me that, I'm thinking, your mama don't like me. I think she tolerates me. And your sister don't like me because of an issue I think we had maybe near my birthday one time. And ever since then, who are you going to be mad with? Your brother is the one that's going to say something to you. However, you're going to take the anger out on me. So, and in very subtle ways. Nevertheless, when I knew that it was those two people that he was talking to, I'm like, okay, well, that's a lost cause there. I mean, I definitely think you should take care of your mental health in anything, in any way. And if someone is contributing to anything, yeah. But needless to say, what else was there? So the paperwork was filed. So, of course, I've had my ups and downs, highs and lows, moments of crying. Why? Asking God, why can you reveal to me? And I'm going to always say this here. I've always been one. God don't play about me. When I tell you he blesses me, blesses me, blesses me. Okay. Sometimes you don't always want, though. I'm not going to say you don't want those blessings. I'm going to say this here. You be careful what you pray for. If I cannot stress that in this video enough, be careful what you pray for. With that being said, I'm asking God, why? Leading up to this here, I have been praying and praying to God. My credit scores were 7s across the boards. Financially, I knew if I could take care of some things, it showed me that my credit score would be 800s across the board. But I needed to do some drastic changes. So we all know I'm a truck driver. So I'm praying, going down the road, talking to God, having conversations with God, just really praying hard, heavy. Like, I want to get some things done. I want this done. Like, I need you to move like you have never moved for me before. I'm praying, like really praying. I get down, maybe we're about 2 weeks into divorce filing. having my highs and lows. And I'm sitting quiet one day, and it came to me. He moved that situation. And that does not mean that this person is a bad person. I do believe this person is a great person. But I was like, why did it make it look like this? And why did it happen? I'm just questioning everything. Like, why, God? And they tell you not to question God as growing up. But it's like, I'm human. I have reasons. I want to know why. Why was I placed in this situation? And he came to me just like, Dave, you asked me for this. You asked me to move some things so you can pay some debt off. If you're in finance or anything, you have a degree in finance, of course I do, there are certain things called like avalanching debt and snowballing. And I wanted to do it very fast. I wanted to save a lot of money. I also wanted to pay off a lot of debt. Needless to say, when it came to me, I prayed myself up out of my marriage. And I did not realize what I was doing. That's why they say you have to be careful what you pray for. So now I'm thinking to myself, well, God, that ain't what I was talking about. That I was completely fine and happy. That's not what I'm talking about here. Let me tell you, I went through my ups and downs with that. I went through moments of depression, moments of why would God do that to me? Why? And I'm questioning, but then I had to go back. You asked him for it. So then why wouldn't he? You asked him to move like he has never moved for you before. When I tell you people, divorce is like a death. I have never felt such pain like this since my grandmother passed. So it was very painful. Let's gather myself. It was very painful. But with your having faith, you know that God won't bring you to it, that he can't bring you through it. So, needless to say, from 2017 with being with this person almost every day to 2025, what is this, 8 years, I'm now having to readjust my life. Divorce was filed October 13th, finalized November 13th. Him and my boys are moving out November 25th. So all of this is in I think a 44-day period. Mind you, I'm going through a wave of emotions with this because it's like, this is not fair. This is not right. I'm literally mad at God. Was. And I had to come clean with that. My therapist told me, your goal was to vlog your life. You need to talk about it. Get it out. You'll feel better. You don't have to speak about it anymore. But it's your life. And you want it to vlog your true life. There are no cutthroats about, there's nothing. So I wanted to speak on it. Well, yeah. So that's me in a 44-day period. I will say this here. Of 2025, the most I have dealt with has been water signs. I'm going to exclude I'll say this here. The most blows came from water signs. And I don't want to use astrology, but it just happened that way for me. And I'm coping with it, dealing with it, but when I tell you the hurt sometimes, and I know it's not just one-sided, so I am sure that it's not easy for them as well. But I will say this here. You all are going to follow me on this financial journey that I'm on. I am pulling up to work. But I just had to get that out. This has been a hell of a fourth quarter of 2025. I don't ever want to revisit another quarter. like this. I will say the boys will be good. I'll do my visit. I'll get them and still love on them. Those are my world. But like I say, this has been one of the most trying times and experiences of my life. I don't know if I would say I would let me just get married again. I can't promise that. I'm not against love. I did say that if it wasn't with this person, that I'm not interested. And again, we don't know how God moves in life. I don't know what it looks like as far as my future. I will just say this here. My focus is now what I prayed to God about, getting back to my 800s. The next focus is making sure my boys are okay, making sure I'm mentally, physically, and spiritually okay, and just reflecting on some things. I told a bunch of people when it all happened, when everything was finalized, and everybody was surprised, of course. Now, there were a few people that knew about it during the trenches, and needless to say, it was one of the darkest moments of my life. Outside, like I said, my grandmother passing, those two sit high, the divorce and that, they are both it's pretty high. What else? Oh, I want to make sure I'm good mentally, spiritually. I want to be there. But like I said, so to catch you up. So when I told my friends and family or whatever, some people were like, wait a minute, hold on. I have been dumping myself on you for the past weeks, and you didn't say anything about this? Well, I did not say anything because I was still shocked. This is where we're going. This is really where we're going. And yeah, I was still shocked. But needless to say, this won't be a long video. I'm about to end this here. I will throw this up, but that is where I'm at in work life. Like I said, I told him, I wanted him to, take everything, do all those things. Because in this moment of my life where I'm going, I needed to get rid of some things. I need to get rid of some physical things. And what that looks like is I'm going to probably do a little traveling when I'm off, because my job is a little different from other people's. But like I say, this has been a very trying moment in life. I don't know if I've ever faced something of this magnitude before. So there are maybe 3 things, but yeah, this felt like a death, and we're gonna be okay. This is a new journey. I don't know what it involves, but it is going to involve the 800s across the board, because this thing told my financial planner, and this thing told me I will be 830, 840, like an 820. Oh, baby, we need this. Now, what that looks like from moving forward with the future, I don't know. But that's been my life in a nutshell in the past, from September 29th through November 25th. There you have it. Here we are. There's my life. I didn't want to go too far in detail with everything, because that's the business of the people who are in it. Needless to say, you think you found your happily ever after, and you don't know. You never know. And I can say, truthfully, this person, they do it for me. But God had other plans. Now, when I say pray, I've got to be a little bit more specific on my prayer now moving forward. I was very specific before, but now it's like, God, I need this. Wait, hold on, before you do this, I need you to do this. I got to be real specific about this, because I don't like the way this ended. It wasn't good. Mentally, it wasn't the best for me. And check on your people. That's your strong people. Mental health is serious. So anyway, love you guys. I will be vlogging the rest of the week, and we will see you on the next vlog. Love ya.